What's up, 8th grade? Mr. Agnos here. Today we're going to solve some one-step equations. They're called one-step equations because it takes one mathematical step to solve them, and that step is called using inverse operations. It means we're going to do the opposite. So if I have an equation where I'm adding, we're going to subtract. If I have an equation where I'm multiplying, we're going to divide, and vice versa, so that we can figure out what the unknown variable is in each equation. So let's take a look. Our first equation right here is b minus 2 is equal to negative 10. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that a little bigger. B is my variable. That's my unknown. That's what we're trying to figure out. And we know that if we subtract 2 from it, it's going to equal negative 10. So since we're subtracting 2 from our variable, we're going to do the opposite. And the opposite of subtracting 2 is adding 2. And whatever you do to one side of an equation, you have to do to the other. So when you're doing these types of problems on your paper, you should always see 2 of the same thing, right? Here I'm adding 2 on the left side, I'm adding 2 on the right side. Now when I say left and right side, I mean left and right side of my equals sign. All right, if I subtract 2 from something, but then I add 2 back, those cancel each other out. It's like I've done nothing. Right? I mean, again, think of digging a hole 2 feet deep in the ground and then filling it with 2 feet worth of dirt. We're now back to ground level. We've accomplished nothing. So those cancel each other out. We're left with just our variable b, which is what we wanted. On the left-hand side, we now have to do negative 10 plus 2. Now, adding positive and negative numbers was a concept that you learned in 7th grade, and it's not the concept that I'm testing you on in this unit. So I don't mind if you go ahead and use a calculator for this. Again, I'm concerned with, can you solve a one-step equation, not do we know how to do this type of operation. That's not what this unit is about. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and pull up a calculator. So if you notice, I went and clicked on the little tool over there, and I'm going to click on calculator. I think it brings up a whole new window, and I'm going to type in 10, and then I have a little positive, negative button right there. That's going to make my 10 negative. So I'm going to click on that. Here's my negative 10. I'm going to add 2 to it, and we get negative 8. So in this situation, our unknown variable is negative 8. Things are getting a little funky. Okay, let's take a look at a second type of equation. This time, I'll just go ahead and make an equation up. We'll do 3 plus x is equal to negative 5. Okay, so if we look on the left-hand side of our equation here, we can see that we're adding 2 things together. I'm taking 3 and I'm adding x to it. Well, we want to get x by itself, so we need to get rid of 3. Well, if I want to get rid of 3 of something, I need to subtract it, right? If I have 3 apples and I want to get rid of them, I need to subtract them, right? So I'm going to subtract 3 from the left side. Whatever I do on the left side, I have to also do on the right side. And when I say left and right, I mean of the equal sign. 3 minus 3, those cancel each other out. I had 3 apples, I ate 3 apples, I got no apples left. I'm left with just my variable, which is what we wanted. And now we have this very ugly looking negative 5 minus 3. So I'm going to go back to my calculator. 5, and then I'm going to press the positive negative button to make it negative. I'm going to subtract 3 from it, and we have negative 8 again. Just coincidence. That is just coincidence that we got the same answer for both questions. Okay, and perhaps this would be a good time to talk about what this means. Well, when you find the solution to an equation, it means that's the only number. Negative 8 is the only number in the entire universe that you can plug in for x here and get our original equation. Here's our original equation. And get it to make sense, right? 3 plus negative 8 is negative 5. It's the only number that will make this what we call a true statement. So we're going to talk more about that this year. But that's what it means to be the solution of equation. This is the number that's going to make our original equation make sense. All right, let's take a look at a multiplication and division equation. So I'm going to clear that. I will get better at doing this, guys, so I appreciate your patience. If this error message pops up while you're working, I don't know if it will. I found that just hitting refresh, often 3 or 4 times, will eventually get me to where I want to go. All right, let's look at this equation here on the left. We have d divided by negative 5 is equal to 7.2. So this might be something that is kind of new for you guys this year. Is in the past, you guys are probably used to seeing a little division symbol for when we want to divide. And by division symbol, I mean, oh boy, that's not very good. I mean this little guy, right? It's a line with a dot on the top and a dot on the bottom. Well, in Math 8, when we want to show division, we really show it by using a fraction bar. This means d divided by negative 5. Okay. So the opposite of division is multiplication. So if I'm dividing something by negative 5, then to undo that, I'm going to multiply everything by negative 5. So on the left-hand side of my equation, I'm going to multiply by negative 5. Notice I'm multiplying my variable by negative 5. And on the right-hand side, I'm going to multiply by negative 5. All right, if I have a variable here, and I'm dividing it by negative 5, but then I'm multiplying it by negative 5, those two are canceling each other out. So again, I can cross those two off, and I'm left with just my variable. And then on the right-hand side, I now have 7.2 times negative 5. So I'll go to my calculator, 7.2 times 5, and then don't forget to put that negative afterwards. You hit this button after you type in the number. And we get negative 36. Look how nicely that works out. So in this case, my variable is negative 36. That is not correct. What did I do wrong? I'm not going to edit this out. 7.2 times negative 5. Oh, that is right. Does equal negative 36. My bad. I have a negative times a positive, which gives me my negative 36 right here. All right. So in this case, and we can test this. I can do negative 36 divided by 5. Divided by 5 negative. Right. So negative 36 divided by negative 5, and I should get 7.2, and I do. All right. Let's do one more. Since we're coming up on 8 minutes here in this video, we will do a multiplication equation. So I have negative 2p is equal to 1. So I'm going to write that a little bigger. Negative 2p is equal to 1. Okay, so since I'm multiplying my variable times negative 2, if I want to undo that, if I want to do the opposite, I'm going to divide by negative 2. Right? The opposite of multiplying by negative 2 is dividing by negative 2. And on the right-hand side, I also have to divide by negative 2. So when we have the same number, top and bottom, those cancel out. And I'm left with just my unknown, which is what I was trying to figure out. Okay. Now, with digits, you have to be careful of how they want their answer. This could technically be considered the final answer, negative 1/2, right? This is equal to negative 1/2 right here, and that could be our answer. Digits often has little blue writing that tells you, hey, write it as a fraction or write it as a decimal. 1/2 as a decimal is 0.5, so this could also be written as negative 0.5. This is the answer in decimal form. This is the answer as a fraction. Just be careful. We're going to talk a lot about this. Just be careful about how they tell you they want their answer. Because if they tell you they want a fraction, which would mean this one right here, and you enter the decimal, it might mark it wrong, which I think is silly. I wish they gave you sort of more options because these are equivalent, these two things. But just make sure. And so we'll talk about that as we get into the year. So our final answer, I'll use the decimal form, is negative 0.5. 0.5. And that is solving some one-step equations. Okay, so we went over 4 examples, one for each operation. I believe you have 13 questions on your homework assignment. They should all be similar. This is something you covered last year in 7th grade, but I want to just get you started with this because pretty soon, the next, maybe in 2 assignments or so, we're going to start working on 2-step equations where we have to do not one inverse operation, but 2 inverse operations. And we're also going to start writing those equations as well. So I have some situation in the real world. I need to write an equation that represents that situation. And then I'm going to solve that equation to figure something out. So go ahead and email me if you have questions. I'm also going to post a link to the Khan Academy video for solving one-step equations. So if you're still confused after watching my video, which is entirely possible, if not probable, then go ahead, click on the link right here, watch Khan Academy's video, and hopefully that gives you a fuller picture of solving one-step equations.